G'day everyone, it's Nick here from TRUCKFLICKS Media. Something new I'm going to be doing now, and I've had this idea for quite a while. Obviously, yes, this is mainly videos, but for me, I've been taking photos for more than 30 years. And I've always wanted to showcase some of my best photos. So I thought I'd start a new series called Top Shots by Nick, where I'll probably showcase about 10 photos at a time, why I like the photo, where it was taken. So we'll see how it goes. Something I still take photos to this day. I just love it. Videos are cool, I do them, and my son helps me out, my wife, but photos is my niche. That's what I like. So without further ado, I reckon we'll get straight into it with the first photo.
Okay, here we have Taskers K200 in the BJ and the Bear livery. Damn, this thing was sweet. I think this is from 2017. I was out near Culbara, if I can pronounce that properly. And this came around the corner, first thing in the morning. Should have seen my eyes light up over this thing. I hardly ever see it in Adelaide. I know he's got a new 220 now, which I still haven't seen here. So 2017 to 2025, it's a long time between drinks. I'd love to get his new 220. Hopefully one day, but I'll settle for this one for now. Pretty nice. Right, here we have Titex K200 in Port Augusta. This was 2015. So what's 10 years ago now? And again, another truck I hardly ever see. Every time I go to Port Augusta, I mean, these guys run from Brisbane to Western Australia. They go through Port Augusta, but I think this is the only time I've ever caught a Titex truck loaded. So got to be pretty happy with that. So it is a pretty cool shot. Well, for myself anyway, just glad that I got one loaded with those big mining tyres on. Here we have Dawson's K200. This was in 2022. I got up nice and early, first light, thought I'd go check the truck stops. And that was sitting there with a top load road train. I thought, what a ripper. Don't get too many top loads these days, and to have that matching, that made my morning. I can't remember what else I got for that day, but that was my favourite photo pretty much from that trip. Just look at it, absolutely beautiful, I reckon. Okay, this Mack Superliner was from the Dane Ballinger Memorial Truck Show in 2023. This was the Saturday morning as I come in, and my rule of thumb is never shoot into the sun when you're taking a photo, but somehow this one worked, I reckon. I just wasn't about to do it. I thought, nah, into the sun, don't like it, it's going to be crap. But as you know, with digital cameras these days, what's it cost you to take a photo? Even if it doesn't come out, delete. Not like back the old film camera. If you took a photo, it didn't come out, you'd wasted all this film and it was really annoying. But with digital, it costs you nothing to take that extra photo. If it works, it works. If not, you press delete. And this one actually worked when I look back at it. So very, very happy that I actually took this one. This one of Manels International Eagle. This was back in 2011. This is heading over the hummocks, just north between Port Wakefield and Lochiel. Back then it was only one lane each way. It's like a 2-lane road. Now it's actually 4 lanes. So the spot you're looking at now is actually the reverse. You're actually 2 lanes are heading south because the truck is actually facing north. But it was great spots for photos. I mean, look at that backdrop. You'd go there in the evening and you get that whole valley behind. It was awesome. You can kind of do it now, though you've got 4 lanes of traffic. I don't think the vantage point is as good, and you've got a guardrail over the other side. There's still some really good spots, but nothing like back in the day. Everything was just, over the hummocks. So many good spots to get photos. Whether it was morning or arvo, it was really good. Now we're at Cuckoo's Yard. I went to see Jacob when he got his new Western Star. This was actually in 2013. And we thought, we'll do some night shots. We went out for tea, I remember, and then we came back and got some night shots of the Western Star. And knowing me, I'm not one for night shots, just for the fact it just takes too long. You got to put your camera on a timer, you got to sit there, wait 30 seconds, go around the next side, or 20 seconds, whatever, however long you want to do your exposure for. And I don't know, just something about night shots. I've never been keen. I'll do it when I can, but it's something I don't go out of my way to do a lot of. So, but it still came out pretty good. We've got a few photos. I'm pretty happy with it. Right, this is Baldwin's 501 triple road train heading into Yorky's crossing. This was 2012. The fact that I like this shot is because it's turning. I think that's what makes the shot. It's always nice to see a triple kinked rather than just sometimes in a straight line. You know, we can all do that, but to get one kinked, it kind of shows the length of the trailers, and yeah, and videos are really good too of getting road trains turning. That makes for some really good video footage. But yeah, I thought it was a cool shot. It was first thing in the morning, coming into with a load of cattle to cross-load at Yorky's. All right, now we're back to the Dane Ballinger Memorial from 2023 in Bathurst. This Mack Superliner came in the morning as well. I think it was not long after. I think I actually got the other Mack that you saw when I shot into the sun. And then I think I walked around the corner just a bit more because I wanted, yeah, the light wasn't obviously right at the other spot. And I walked around and got this, and with the old building behind, or the shed, that's where they do the markets. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool shot. I actually photographed this truck in 2015 when I was heading to Alice for the Hall of Fame reunion. I got it up on the Stewart Highway, but I think someone else owned it then. I can't remember, I'll have to go back through my photos. But it was good to see it again. And this one here, this is a Kenworth T950. This was back in 2014, heading north from Burke, heading towards, I think it was Angonia or Cunnamulla, heading up that way, but it was just out of Burke, not far. Maybe, I guess it's an ex-Tanami. I'm trying to go from memory, trying to think. I think they did have 950s. It has to be ex-Tanami. There was no other company I can think of with very similar colours. So I was actually pretty rapt to get that because I'd never actually caught a T950 for Tanami back in the day. So to get it under someone else was still pretty cool. Still got the colours. Don't even know if it's still around because this was 2014. So I'd love to know if this truck is actually still out there working. Now, this one here was Hudson Haulage from Western Australia. This was taken in 2016 in Wingfield, South Australia. I'm not sure. From memory, I think it had a 100-inch bunk on it, W900L, and I'm pretty sure it was bits and pieces of different trucks. If you guys know out there, can you put it in the comments? I can't remember, but it was a mixture of different trucks. I don't know if it was a T600 chassis or cab, something like that. But yeah, check this thing. Look at that bunk. I'd love to have seen inside this one, but I think, who owns it now? Ramsey's. I think it's one of Ramsey's from WA now. So yeah, pretty unique truck, this one here, and I absolutely love it, I reckon. Another one, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember who owned this 108 big cab back then, but this was taken on Lower Portrush Road at Marmon. I think I was going back home and it was coming up behind me, and I thought, well, if I can get in front of it quick enough, I can quickly pull over, jump out and grab a photo, which I did with no cars around, so perfect. And my favourite motion blur. I love doing that to my photos. I don't do it every time because it'd become the same. So every so often I'll throw in a motion blur photo in there just to give it a bit of speed, the photo some, speed. It actually looks really good. This is one of my favourite ones, this photo here. So that was in the evening as I was heading out of Adelaide. Now, I went out on a Sunday afternoon, I think, just past Tailem Bend, maybe 5 kilometres, just out of Tailem Bend. So I thought, we'll see what comes in the afternoon. And this one here, I just like the dark clouds. It's a plain white Western Star, grain tippers, but rainbow behind, dark clouds, sun popped out. I think it's a pretty cool shot. How often do people manage a rainbow in their photos when they're taking, truck photos? Right place, right time. I got a few like this that afternoon, but this one I put on it because white, it sort of emphasises the backdrop a little bit more, being a white truck. And I thought it was a cool shot. Alright, Mack K200. There is pretty much no editing in this photo here. This was Yorky's crossing. It left Port Augusta in the morning, probably guess right on sunrise, and it went around Yorky's. So we chased it and got it out the other side. And that was a cloud. Well, actually, was it the morning? Now you got me thinking. Could even have been evening as the sun was going down. And it pulled up at the other end of Yorky's for the night. Can't remember now. Either way, killer backdrop, killer clouds. Looked awesome. Very hard these days to get stuff over Yorky's because with the new dual lane they built through Port Augusta, a lot of the oversize go straight through now. I think under 100 tonne can go through. If you're over 100 tonne, you still got to use Yorky's. But I still think it's personal choice. I think some guys still go around the back. I wish they all did still, because the backdrop over Yorky's was awesome, which I'll show you more in future episodes of this. Alright, here we have Exact 509 leaving the cat dealership at Jepp's Cross. This is an ex-toll unit, I do believe. Never saw it in Adelaide. Could have been from Queensland or WA, this unit here. But yeah, Exact bought it, and I got a tip off. My mate was working for him and he let me know that they were bringing one out of the cat dealership. So I headed down and got some photos of it. And this is as it left, so absolutely perfect. Nicely in the sun. Actually, I got a feeling I took this on my compact camera. This is not even on my SLR, so still not a bad photo for, you know, a compact camera. It was going pretty slow, so I had plenty of time to, you know, get some photos off. But how cool does that look? Alright, here's one you don't see a lot of. This is a Marmon, obviously built in America. I don't know how many are in Australia. I'd love to know, but I know they were called Mack's Marmon here. And from what I remember in a Trucking Life article, don't quote me on this, but I swear the guy that imported these trucks into Australia, his name was Max. So he put Mack's Marmon on the hood. That's from what I remember. But this one just says Marmon, so I'm not sure what the story was there. But Reedman's own this one here. This was in 2015 at the truck stop in Port Augusta. Very unique. I love them. I love the Marmon trucks. I just wish there were a few more out there. I've actually have photographed quite a few in Australia, so I might even feature a few more Marmons that I've caught in the next few episodes as well. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed all those photos and a little bit of history behind them. I'll be doing another one very soon, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, have a happy New Year's. Take it easy, guys. Catch you.
Shift the gears, feel the pull. Heavy loads, the hearts are full. Winds high.